Hello chaps. So today I am back with some sort of different approach to tell you how you can score in JEE Main 2018 exam 100 minimum marks. That is a bottom line. So few of you may ask a question, why only 100? Why not 120? Because the total paper is for 120. Issue is, here I am going to tell you some tips. Here I am going to explain you something which is really magical so that minimum 100 you can score. So what exactly the positive aspect? Minimum 100 in physics, minimum 100 in chemistry and mathematics. That way you can minimum score 300 marks out of 360, and 300 means you are going to score a rank between 100 to 200. Fine. So this is the bottom line. Above that, sky is the limit and it's up to your abilities. So let's discuss these things. Now, what are the important dates for your exams? Obviously, few of you may apply, or maximum of you may have applied for 8th April, that is offline pen paper exam, and many of you may be applied for 15th and 16th, this CBT or online mode. Fine. Now, important aspect is there is no weightage for 12th board marks for rank calculation only. So be careful, only for rank calculation, no weightage for boards exam. But next point is utmost important. But to report for counseling and admission for Indian Institute of Technology, for National Institute of Technology, or for IITs, minimum 75% marks essential. So please be careful. Try to score maximum marks in your board exams. Fine. So over here, this is a very important aspect. That's why I mentioned initially. Now it's JEE main pattern. See, this JEE main pattern started 2013 onwards. Whatever I am going to explain you how you can score minimum 100 marks, in any difficult situation even. So in last few years the pattern remains same. 30 questions in physics with 4 marks for each correct response and -1 for each incorrect response. Fine. So be very careful while marking your responses. Okay. Then natural question comes in mind, how to score minimum 100. The calculation is simple. Out of 30, attempt only 25, but all 25 correct. And how you can ensure 25 correct, that I am going to show you. Fine. So out of 30 questions, if you analyze, then around 14 to 15 easy questions, means 50% paper is for easy segment. Okay, work hard. So this 14-15 is going to be simple for you to score. Nice. Then 8 to 9 moderate question. 8 to 9 moderate means if you are in a position to recall the basic concepts and formulae, easily you can answer these questions. So minimum is, let's say, 14 and 8. That is going to be 21 or 22 marks. Fine. Now out of 8 to 6 difficult questions, if you attempted only 3 questions or let's say 4 questions, 3 or 4, just 50% in difficult segment, it's going to be this marks going to be 25. So multiply 25 by 400. Remaining you would not attempted any wrong answer. See, the problem is, let's say you attempted 29, 5 incorrect, remaining correct. You are going to lose marks from your side. 29, 5 incorrect means you are going to get marks 24 into 4, 96 minus 5. So it's going to be 91. So be very careful. If you move with the plan, with the strategy that I am explaining, then very easily you can ensure 24, 25 minimum, bottom line, minimum correct answers. Fine. Then it's difficulty analysis. Here I am trying to prove my point by means of taking the help of these statistics based upon the previous year exam. So over here easy around 45%, and moderate around 34%. Roughly it's going to be like around 75 to 80%. So if you are able to explain to solve these much questions from this blue segment, fine, and from this green segment, very easily you can ensure this 100-mark cut, fine. Then difficulty is 21% difficult segment. Say for example you only able to pick up only 1 or 2 correct options from there, that is going to be added advantage. You are bound to cross 100 plus, fine. Now over here, detailed analysis of JEE mains exam since its inception year 2013 onwards, fine. So year 2014, 15, 16, 17. Here I am trying to prove that in last these 30 days, coming 30 days, where you should emphasize more. So for example, this one is electrodynamics, heat and thermodynamics, mechanics, modern physics, optics, SHM and waves. These are the maximum chunk covering portions. So maximum portions, if you just analyze, then you can easily find out the weightage of these things, fine. So over here, one more simple explanation. What should be your approach? Approach for ensuring 25 correct answer to ensure 100 at least. Whatever I am explaining, by opting that technique, you minimum you can score these 100 marks. Electrodynamics, just take a look. Electrodynamics year 2017, 8 questions. Then mechanics 8 question, heat and thermodynamics 4 question. So just by picking these 3 branches you cross 20. Every year you can take up like this, fine. My point is, in last these days you just try to emphasize, obviously you must have completed the study and discussion of each and every topic, but here you are ensuring that by putting maximum emphasis, by putting the accelerator for electrodynamics, mechanics, heat and thermodynamics and modern physics, you are bound to cross correct 24-25 questions, fine, and few, just 1 or 2 more correct options, you are bound to cross the limit of this 100 marks, fine. So over here I only applied this logic on the basis of the number of questions explained, fine. Now approach in last 30 days, because students now you have last 30 days, and if you plan your approach, if you plan your strategy the way we are explaining you, then in these 30 days you can create lot of impact in terms of your marks, those you are going to score. So be positive for these things. See, in last 30 days, the first thing, previous year's question paper, every day ensure that at least 1 question paper you are solving. Even if you completed the solution of last year JEE mains exams, go for IIT-JEE question papers, because if you are solving so many questions, it means you are polishing your skills, you are developing a habit in your mind how to quickly pick and solve the problems, fine. Then formulae and shortcuts, obviously every student is following this method, but here I am just emphasizing that keep revising, because ultimately you are getting the success or not, that something depends upon the revision of formulae and shortcuts, fine. And if you have watched our videos there, during the discussion of the topic, we always used to explain these shortcuts. Time management is utmost important. If you are wasting your time on 1 or 2 questions, then you are compromising with your success. So don't do that. You have the leverage, you have the option that at least with 4 or 5 questions you can play as per your wish. Because ultimately once you ensure 25 into 3, 25 physics, 25 chemistry, 25 mathematics, you are bound to get a rank, maybe sometimes within 100 or 2-digit all India rank. Imagine the power of this technique. Then eliminating wrong answers. So sometimes this technique is also very useful. Right now, due to time constraint, I cannot explain with the help of a question, but sometimes if you read the question carefully, very easily you can say option A, no, not possible. C, oh, it's not possible. So only 2 options you have. You can work upon that. So easily, quickly you can get the answer. Fine. Now try easiest question first. Now this is something that is very objective approach, but this is the approach which pays a lot. During my preparation for IIT, then after completing my courses from IIT Delhi, I normally used to apply this method, that initially pick up easiest question. So what will happen? Let's say in 25 minutes you can complete the discussion of certain important questions, so that number in hands will give you lot of power. Fine. Over here, tips to remember, these are few simple tips. Always emphasize the knowledge from NCERT books, because they are going to be the main priority, because this question paper is designed by NCERT, means CBSE board itself. And take test on regular basis. There is no alternative for this regular basis test taking process. Then positive points for examination hall. Students, that is so essential. You are well prepared, your strategy is in your mind perfectly, but if in examination hall you fail to implement that, you are going to suffer a lot. So positive points for examination hall: read question carefully and mark in OMR with 200% surety if you are attempting this pen paper exam, or even if you are attempting your computer based exam. Never do guesswork, keep calm. Negative marking, no guesswork. Fine. And calm means if some questions are difficult, don't lose your heart. Okay, we can do. Feel good. All is well type of approach. Okay. Now, never allocate time as 1 hour for each subject. Let's say you completed chemistry in 45 minutes. Move for mathematics. Move for physics. So the approach should be like this. Fine. Then at the end, I'll only say be positive and best of luck. That is, be positive means again all is well. That will give you a lot of power. And best of luck from our side. If you follow these tips, obviously you are bound to score this much minimum marks. So finally, thanks a lot for watching this strategy video.